Hey everybody, welcome to DigiKnow episode Maxwell Smart.
That's
Get that
right.
reference. Number 86. We are 86. Hey, I'm Andrew McCauley, and of course this is
Will Hankey, Red Canoe Media. I don't know where I'm at. It depends. I think it switches us around. So
yeah, that's why I
I
do
don't
the,
know.
the double thing. Hey, if you've just joined us, this is our DigiKnow podcast slash live, Facebook Live. We're gonna have a little discussion about online marketing, online media, what's going on, what's changed, what's new. And I don't think we'll talk about what's still the same because that'd be boring, right, Will?
Right. Yeah. Although there's not a lot going on in the past week, which is kind of interesting.
I think this is one of the slowest news weeks we've had in 4 years.
I think you're right.
Lots of
That's
things
because
going on, but not a lot going on.
yeah, I think that's because some of the states opened and everybody's out getting haircuts and dining at outdoor patios. And well, you're not doing all that.
Are you living in a state that hasn't opened their hairdressers yet?
Yes, that would be true. I actually pulled up the Great Clips app yesterday and it said closed all locations. I was like,
Well, I've got the quarantine haircut. I got someone who had been drinking some drinks to give it
oh
a
yeah.
give a slice. Can't you see? It's very uneven. Look at those. Look at those hairs.
I don't know
Anyway,
which is worse.
so I think you're right. You know, a lot of people are out and about and getting out in the community. Summer is here, of course, in the US. Some places warmer than others, so it just begs people to get outside and do what they've always doing this time of year. And I think it's coming with a bit more veracity because they're all excited, if that was a word. They're all excited to get out and communicate and connect with people like they haven't done for 6 to 8 weeks.
Right. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. We did Cinco de Mayo this past week. We went to a Mexican restaurant to pick up. So we
Yep.
picked it up and went to some friend's house and sat on their porch and ate it. So that was nice. So a little social.
My favorite meme this week was, who would have thought that Cinco de Mayo fell on a Taco Tuesday and we couldn't enjoy it because of a virus named after a Mexican beer?
That's true.
The perfect storm. The perfect
Yeah.
storm.
Yeah. So you guys are still closed down, right?
Oh yeah, we're closed down. We are not allowed to do much at all, really. But I'll tell you one thing: here in the valley where I live, we've got 127 golf courses, and
Oh,
they opened them up. They opened them up, which is great. But here's the challenge. I don't know if I spoke about this last week, but the challenge is that the golf courses open up. They're so excited and they were really keen to get their staff back to work and that sort of stuff. And it turns out that half the staff didn't turn up because they were getting more money sitting at home from the government than they would have if they turned up to work.
oh, yeah. We did kind of mention that
Yeah,
a week or two ago. But
wow, that's interesting. So we've got golf courses open up. I heard some parks are open, but the equipment and the toilets and that sort of stuff are closed. We've got lots of hiking trails around here, so they've all been busy all the time anyway. But yeah, we're still in lockdown, still closed, and doesn't look like it's moving. I think our Governor Newsom, is talking mid-June before we ease that. So let's just see what happens. There's lots of protests going on, of course.
oh yeah. Yeah. Is that where you've been?
No, that wasn't me. No, it wasn't me. Wasn't me. Didn't do it. Wasn't me. No, I wasn't wearing that Mickey Mouse mask. No, it wasn't me.
Oh, okay. You're staying at home
Uh,
working on people's marketing.
yeah, that's busier than ever. Busier than ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of
Good.
marketing stuff, what's I know some late to the party things are happening out there in the world of online. What have you heard?
Yeah. We could actually probably change the name of this podcast to Who's Catching Up with Who or something like that, right?
I like to say, yeah, what's it? When the tide goes out, we'll see who's swimming naked.
Oh, yeah. That's right. So anyway, Facebook is now going after Zoom with something called Messenger Rooms, which is a video chat through the Facebook Messenger platform.
So you've always been able to do video chat anyway, right? Through Messenger. It's just giving us the ability to add more than one person to the actual conversation.
Yep. And you can join even if you don't have a Facebook account, which is kind of interesting. Uh,
Really?
yeah,
Huh.
yeah. So I guess you're joining as a just as a viewer, and you can pop on. I don't know if Zoom is the same way because I pay for it, so I don't know if. But I think if anybody jumps onto a webinar, typically you can do that without signing in or anything like that.
I discovered yesterday on Zoom two things. One is that I've learned how to actually run my Zooms directly live to Facebook. So they're a Facebook Live, which is cool. And you can actually now let people access your Zoom through a browser link rather than downloading the app.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep. So you don't need an account to do that, I don't think.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yes, it's very good. So, okay, so good. So Facebook coming to the party finally.
Yeah,
Uh,
they're trying to.
I saw that you can do that on Snapchat too, and I'm like, wow, I really imagine trying to get the office all into Snapchat and work out how to use that. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some millennial related startups that are all over that.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
yep, yep. All right. What about what else we got? LinkedIn
Yeah.
doesn't exist anymore because if it's
So
not
this
on
is
Google, it
this
doesn't.
is interesting. LinkedIn disappeared from Google's index entirely. I think it was late Tuesday night, most of all day Wednesday.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of chatter going back and forth on Twitter, things like that, and a couple people popped up, Danny Sullivan, which is the kind of the Google's face to the SEO world, to the digital marketing
Yes.
community.
Yep.
And he said, it doesn't look like it's anything we did. And late last night, LinkedIn showed up again. So there was another tweet from a different Google engineer who didn't reference LinkedIn, but basically said, if you pull out the www version of your website from the indexing and that's how your website is linked, it's just going to disappear. So I have a feeling somebody at LinkedIn changed something in Google Webmaster Tools or something like that, Search Console, sorry, uh, and basically deleted themselves from Google's index.
Wow. So just so people that don't know all the technical stuff, what we're saying is that when you do a search for somebody, if you're searching for me, my profile would when you're searching on Google, my profile would come up so you could go and see who I am and my details on my LinkedIn profile.
Yep.
But that disappeared. That option wasn't there anymore. So LinkedIn suddenly was a ghost to Google last night or the other night.
Yeah.
So, but they've been working on it. But that's an interesting little challenge. If you don't have your WWs or your HTTPs all set up in your Google console, Google may think that you don't exist anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty interesting how it happened. And of course, now they're back, which is good. So I'm sure somebody's out of a job right now, which is probably fine. They're collecting a nice little unemployment check. But it's pretty interesting that one little change, probably in something like Google Search Console,
Yeah.
and an entire website, no matter how big or small, can just totally disappear from Google.
I think Google Console is one of those tools that, I'm using it every day now. I love it. I'm looking at it all the time. But I think it's so underrated that we don't know. A lot of people don't realize that it gives us a lot of information. We think Google Analytics is the good thing, which it is, but Google Console tells us what Google sees in
Yeah.
us. Super important, I think.
It's a great keyword research tool. It'll show
Yes.
you what you're showing up for or not showing up for, or things that you're showing up on page 3 or 4 for, and maybe with a little work you can get to a page 1 result. There's some
Yeah.
great information in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. So that was LinkedIn. What about Tinder? Our
Uh,
favorite app.
I need to check and make sure this is true on my Tinder app that I don't
Good luck.
have.
Don't tell your wife.
Yeah, luckily she doesn't watch this. They are adding video dating, I think, after their very slow growth due to coronavirus. So kind of interesting that now you can date somebody, through the phone.
But you know what? I wonder how this is going to change the way that whole initial dance goes. You check out people on their profiles. Well, now you don't have to feel creeped out by meeting them in some restaurant or bar or something, and it's like, all right, I'll do a quick first date with you on the app and see if I like it, and if I want to go further, we will. At least you've got that whole security of, they don't know who I am or where I live right now, which is could be a good thing. So I wonder how that's going to impact the whole dating world going forward.
Yeah, pretty interesting little thing. The thing about dating that has always surprised me is if a dating website or app works well, then they're losing customers, right? So that's kind of you know what I mean? The end result
themselves out of a job.
The end result is to lose customers, I suppose, right?
I guess it's true, unless they don't serve up the best possible answers.
Yeah.
And they keep serving up crappy results, you're going to keep going back. If that's all left in the pool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it is interesting how businesses are pivoting in different ways. And, some businesses like Zoom, which have just, phenomenal growth because of the virus. There are other businesses, us in particular, both of us are busier than ever.
Yep.
And I experienced the same thing in the 2008, 2010 range. We were so busy then.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how a down economy, if you want to call it that, stocks seem to be doing just fine. But, a down economy tends to just shift who's busy, I think.
Yeah, it does. It does. And they say that the money, goes around. It's the same amount of money. Well, it depends if the government prints more, but they're usually the same amount of money. It's got to end up somewhere. So
yeah,
there's still people with money. There's still people spending stuff. There's still people needing services and products. So, it'll all come back around. It's just a matter of how that lands. It's going to be a little different.
Yeah. And I see it only getting busier from our perspective. Like we mentioned earlier, I'm in Missouri. Missouri is kind of sort of open. Some restaurants are open, things like that. The official, you can open day, I think, is May 18th.
Right.
So now that's sort of set in stone, the phone's going to start ringing so that people can, okay, we need to start generating leads so that when we open, we've got revenue coming in right off the bat. So, and I've already been getting a lot of those calls, but I only expect them to increase over the next 10 years. So.
I think that's going to be a big part of it, because then they're going to start saying, well, all right, now I'm open. Now I need to tell people. How am I going to tell people?
Yeah.
And they're going to be expecting it to happen overnight. So,
yep. Another thing that somebody mentioned to me, and I wish I knew which company it was. It was a large company like Home Depot or something like that. It wasn't them, but it was somebody like that. But just a week ago, you would go to their website and it said, coming soon, our e-commerce platform. And boy, you talk about getting caught with your pants down.
Yes.
Wow. For a large company, I wish I remember who it was. It was Victoria's Secret or something like that. But
wow.
Pretty interesting that you don't have an e-commerce platform when it's a big brand that everybody knows.
Yeah.
Wow.
Certainly late to the party.
Lots of revenue missed there.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, there's businesses out there all over the place that are exactly the same boat. So yeah.
Yep.
Well, there you go. So anything else that we've got to talk about? Because it might even be a wrap early today.
Yeah, that's about it. Nice and short and sweet this week. Somebody needs to go do something. Yeah.
I'm sure it'll happen. Something will happen, as it does. And if not, we'll make it up, because that's how fake news runs, right?
Yeah, we can always do that.
Yes, we wouldn't be the only ones.
Yeah.
Well, if they want to watch the other shows that we've got going on, where can they see them or listen to them?
Yeah, so you can watch us live now, Facebook Live, on the Red Canoe Media Facebook page, Thursdays somewhere around 11:30, 11:45. By the time we get our stuff together, that's Central Time. And you can always listen to us later via podcast audio at redcanoemedia.com/DigiKnow. And of course, we're on Stitcher, iTunes, all those great places to sign up and subscribe as well.
We sure are. All right. Well, thank you very much. Lovely chatting to you again.
Yes, sir.
As I said, join us. Let us know. Share this if you've got some friends that want to know some stuff that's going on. Hit the share button.
Yep, we appreciate it.
All right, everybody. Take care. We'll see you all later.
See ya. Bye.